All right, welcome to the Chazz Palminteri Show. A new episode. Don't forget, every Monday at 11 o'clock, we have a new episode, and we got old school tonight. People just can't get enough of old school guys. They can't. These guys are like dinosaurs, folks. They're not around anymore. So when you find a guy who's really old school, I mean really old school, not some pretender who says he's old school, I got to get him on the show. I got it. And we got this one guy today. We're going to bring him out. But before I do that, I got a little housekeeping I got to do. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe, ChazzPalminteri.net. Hit that like button because that's important. That makes me get all these guys and doing what I'm doing. I love to do this. I have so much fun doing this because I'm bringing these, it's like I'm bringing Rembrandts so people can see them because these guys are not around. You know what I mean, John? They're not around anymore, you know. So it's real important to me that you see these guys and you see the way it was because I want to capture the neighborhood and put it in a capsule. And maybe 100 years from now, they could see this and go, so that's what it was like. That's what it was like in the neighborhoods because God knows neighborhoods are dying off now. So it's important to me. But I want to just remind you that if you want to come and see my show, ChazzPalminteri.net, go to it. I took the summer off. I start shooting. I start performing again September 10th in Lancaster, PA. Okay? September 10th in Lancaster, PA at the American Music Theater. I think it is. Yes, it is. Okay, September 17th, I'm in Detroit, Michigan. Okay, I'm at the Music Hall in Detroit, Michigan. October 1st, this is the date, folks. I'm going to be back on Broadway for one night only at the Town Hall. And this is the first time in 35 years that I've ever did a Q&A after the show. I'm going to do a Q&A about how the Bronx Tale happened, how the movie happened, how the musical happened. We got a lot of surprise guests there, and it should be fun. And also, what is this? Oh, yeah, September 8th, 10/8/22. That's September, right? Or is it 9?
October.
October. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I had a cold, so I'm a little mushad. Okay. October 8th at the Sheffield, Massachusetts, at the MGM Casino. Boston. I'm in Boston. October 9th. Boston at the Emerson Colonial Theater. Couple more. Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, PA. I'm at the Byram Theater for two shows. The 11th and the 12th. And, of course, my favorite, Richfield Playhouse, right up here in Richfield, Connecticut. I've been there many, many times at the Richfield Playhouse.
Chazz, the one on October 8th,
Yeah.
you said that was in Sheffield, Massachusetts. That's Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
MGM Casino.
Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, that's October 8th, and that's at the MGM Casino. Thank you. Sorry, dyslexia. Believe this, I'm a writer, and I got dyslexia. How insane is that? So, folks, go to my Instagram, ChazzPalminteri.net. You want to see the one-man show, you want to buy merchandise, you want to get a shout-out to somebody really that you love, your father, your mom, your children. I like to do shout-outs about talking to kids, sending them a little video about not wasting their talent. Go to ChazzPalminteri.net. So with me tonight, here he is. I got some questions to ask this guy. Pete Gaudio. Pete, how are you?
Hello, Chazz. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much.
You know, and I want to thank you for opening up the door for us because presently from that film, 25 of us are still active working today.
Are you kidding me or is that true?
No, I have it all listed down. You know, I have it all written
25
down.
guys?
25.
Wow.
I can give you 10 off the top of my head right now.
Wow. Like who?
William DeMeo was 1.
Right?
Myself is 2.
Right.
Dominic Lombardozzi is 3.
Wow.
Kathy Narducci is 4. Joseph D'Onofrio is 5. Louis Venerio is 6.
Wow. Oh, look, that's enough.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm flattered.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. I'm really flattered. Now, I have to ask you this before we get into anything. Are you related to Bob Gaudio?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
My birth name is Gaudioso.
Gaudiosa.
Right, Gaudioso.
But you changed it
Yes, I dropped the S and the O
to Gaudio,
to Gaudio.
which is still Italian.
Yes, it is.
Now,
My parents were not pleased that I did that.
yeah,
You know, but it's a lot easier.
it's a lot easier, right?
Yes, it's a lot easier for people to pronounce.
Now, I know because I spent a lot of time in the south of Italy. I have a house there. In my heart of hearts, I would bet my life either you're Sicilian or from South. Am I right or wrong?
I'm Sicilian and Neapolitan.
There you go.
Right.
Oh, Sicilian and Neapolitan.
And Neapolitan.
Yeah, my wife is Neapolitan. And yeah, I am 100% Sicilian and very proud of that. But I could just tell, I said, he has Sicilian blood in him.
Right.
I could see. Now, you lay in the sun, you get a suntan?
No, I really don't. Sometimes I sit out in my terrace for a few minutes each and every day
Really?
to absorb the vitamin D.
So this is your natural color?
This is my natural color.
Wow. We have a guest on the show. I don't know if you met him. You know Sandy Blue Eyes.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's another story. But I mean, he's in the sun. He worships the sun. So, but it's amazing that this is your natural color.
Yeah, it's my natural color, and also too, while I like to keep myself bronzed, because I'm a former bodybuilder. I'm a New York City bodybuilding competitor.
Wow.
That's the highest title that I own. And, and being in the fitness industry, you always want to keep your body sharp and you want to keep it healthy and to
Right.
keep it bronze. And this way it could really highlight the muscle that, you've developed throughout all these years.
So how long are you working out?
46 years.
46 years.
Yes. I've been training since I'm 15. I'm 61 today.
And you still train?
I still train just as hard, 6 days a week, 3 on, 1 off, 3 on, 2 off.
You do
and I rotate it like
push,
that.
pull, and legs?
I do push, pull. I do strength training. Yeah, and I just separate the body parts. Each and every day I do something different. Wow. Yes.
How many sets of each?
And you know what, Chazz, to be honest with you, if you don't take care of yourself,
Oh, God.
you're not going to be marketable in the industry.
No. You're not going to be marketable anywhere.
Anywhere, 100% right.
You know what I tell people, Pete? I say, look, when you're like 15 and you're just starting, 14, 12, and I say to you, Pete, I'm going to give you any car you want. Any car. You just name, I'm going to give you a brand new car.
Right.
But you can only have that car for the rest of your life. This is it, one car.
Right.
Would you take care of it?
100%.
Right. It's your body.
Right.
You only get one body.
Yeah, and that's what we did back in the neighborhood because no one grew up wealthy. We only had a limited amount of, clothes that we had, but we took care of them. I had a pair of white sneakers and I cleaned them every day, and every day they looked like they were brand new.
Wow.
Because we appreciate the things that we have.
Now, you grew up where?
I grew up in Corona, Queens.
Corona, Queens?
Yeah, Spaghetti Park.
Why do they call it Spaghetti Park? Do you know why?
You know what? To be perfectly honest, I'm not quite sure why they
Was it
call it.
because all Italians were there? Is that why?
Probably. And they play bocce on that court. In that
That's
park.
right.
Right. That's
Is
where they
it
play
still
bocce.
called Spaghetti Park?
It's still called Spaghetti Park.
But that's not the real name of it. It's another name. Right?
I think it's the Joseph Lisa.
But nobody calls
Yeah,
it that.
yeah, no one calls it Joseph Lisa. He was a politician back in the day when we were all growing up. But everybody knows to the area Spaghetti Park, Corona Heights. And then later on, I moved into Bayside, Queens, and that's where I presently live.
Now, growing up, obviously, you're old school. I could tell right away. What about old school do you like, Pete?
The respect, the loyalty,
Right.
and just the way it was. We didn't have all these distractions
Right.
back in the day like they have today.
Right. We didn't have social media.
No, there was communication between one another. You look somebody in the eye, you give us a
talk to them.
handshake. Right.
You go on the street, there's 30 guys to play with.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody's hanging out,
Yeah,
right?
Today you walk into a restaurant, a couple is sitting down, and they're looking at their phone, and no one's looking each other in the eye and having a conversation.
You're so right.
So the distraction today compared to the way it was years ago is it's unnecessary.
Now, how did you become, this acting, you're an actor, you've been an actor all these years. How did that happen?
Well, growing up in an Italian neighborhood, we all had these desires, and we glamorized the men that lived in the area. And I came to terms with myself, and I said, you know what? The only option that you have in that lifestyle is the penitentiary or the cemetery.
That's it.
And I don't want to go to either place.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to take the knowledge that I learned from each and every one of them. I'm going to put it all together and put it on the big screen and make a living out of it. At least I know at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to hear a knock on the door that somebody wants to speak to you. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you summed it up right
Yeah,
there.
and I've always believed that if you reach for the stars and you wind up someplace in the middle, you still did good.
Well, that's a hell of a good attitude.
But I'll be honest with you, the most important role I play each and every day is being a father to my daughter, Patrina. Because there's no role in this world today that means more to me than if I cannot play a father to her. And
I totally agree with you. I had a man, a very bright man. His name was Phil Folia. He passed away. He was a superintendent of New York. Great guy.
right.
My best friend. I was his best man. He was my best man. Like I said, he passed away because of COVID. And he said to me once, I remember when I hit it big, and I didn't have kids yet at the time. He did. And he said, Chazz, I just want to tell you something. Everything's happening for you right now. And you have a beautiful wife and you're going to have kids. And he said, just remember one thing, no matter how big you are, if you're not a good father, you're a failure as a human being.
100%.
I don't care, he said, if you're like 100 million movies, millions of dollars, if you're a failure as a father.
Right.
He goes, that's a mark against you.
100%. And why that means so much to me, that's the most success that gives me so much pleasure, is because I change the leaves of my family tree. Because my family, my grandfather, my father, my uncles, myself, my brother, we're all blue-collar workers. Right. And now my daughter is studying. She got accepted into Cornell and NYU.
Cornell?
Medical. She's going to be a doctor.
Oh, my God.
And to be honest with you, I pick her up every day from school, from kindergarten. And I still go. She's taking a program at NYU. As of now, and I still pick her up. I take her in the morning, and I pick her up 5:30 at night.
And how old is she?
She's 17.
And she's a freshman at NYU?
She's a freshman, yeah.
I mean, getting into NYU is no easy
Yeah,
feat.
yeah. No, she's got the grades. She puts the work in, and I'm very proud of her, and that means so much to me, more than anything else I could possibly achieve in my life.
Yes. Well, that's great that you feel that way.
Yeah.
And you have a close relationship.
Yeah, I love her. I could be in tears right now. That's how close I am to her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wear her on my hip each and every day.
You got a tattoo?
No, it's just that I know that she's right here with me.
She's right
Every
there.
step that I take, she takes that step with me.
Now, did you get married years ago? Or you just,
No, I was married years ago, but then I got divorced. But that's not the woman that I have a child with. Her mother is a beautiful woman. She's an RN. She's a nurse. We dated a little bit, and she happened to get pregnant, and we both stand up as parents. And I love her with all my heart, and we spend all the holidays together. And
wow, that's great.
Yeah, and it, and it pays off, and it shows, in the bringing up of my daughter. Yeah.
Wow.
And to be honest with you, my daughter's mom is Jamaican, so she comes from an interracial background.
Wow.
Yes. And it's just that, like all those things that they say about raising children, you have to put the work in. You have to put the work in.
Big time work.
If you don't have that foundation at home, there's no way that the children can grow up and be who they are today. You have to put the work in.
You put the work in, but you have to be honest. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck. Even you could do all the work, and sometimes, for whatever reason, the kid does the wrong thing and it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen that.
like we said earlier, what my grandmother always told me: don't tell me who you are, show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah,
and
that's very true.
I passed that on to my daughter, and she's a firm believer in that also.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got good values.
Yes.
Now, what would you say? Like, everybody has a defining moment in their life that turned their life around from doing one thing to another thing. Now, some people have many defining moments.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of your first?
When my daughter was born.
Really?
Yeah, when my daughter was born. I'm a street guy. I ran around in the streets like everybody else did.
Right.
But as soon as my daughter was born, I know she needs me to be there for her. So you have to cut it off. You have to cut it off and make a decision what's most important to you. It's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about her. Right. And when it's about her, it comes back to you 100 times over.
Wow.
And I'm, a big believer in God, and, go to church, and she has the same values as I have.
Oh, my God. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah,
There's a reason why
100%.
they say these things.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
You reap what you sow, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you grew up with a lot of wise guys?
I grew up with a lot of wise guys. Sure, I did.
You're from Corona.
Right.
Excuse me. I don't want to say exactly, but there was a big crew in Corona, right?
Yeah, there was a big crew back in the day. Sure. Wow. Sure. And like everything else, it just starts to just fizzle out, and, people pass away and people move on.
People go to jail.
Yeah.
People go to jail.
Yeah.
Anything ever happened to you that was... Do you get cast a lot as a mob guy?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
You could play Hispanic.
Yeah, I could play Hispanic.
You could play a lot of different things.
Yeah. I get Albanian.
You can play Albanian.
I get Israeli.
Middle Eastern?
Yeah, Middle Eastern, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're dark.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you have a dark complexion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, it is. But I think fitness has really brought me where I am today because of the discipline. You know,
Yes.
because I'm very disciplined in my nutrition. I'm very disciplined in my training. And, you know, the combination between the two, it just gives you a vision of what you want.
Now,
and
when
you
you-
go out there and achieve it.
Just give me Pete Gaudio's typical day. You wake up.
I
what do you
wake
do?
up 3:30 in the morning.
No, stop it.
Yes, I do, each and every day. Each and every day. You can look at my posts on Instagram. They're at 4 a.m. I have clients at 5 a.m., so I have to be up. I do a virtual.
Mark Wahlberg, I know.
Yeah, he
know.
gets up at 2:30, and so
2:30.
do I. So do
You
I.
get up at 3:30.
I get up at 3:30. I'm out the door at 4:30.
What
quarter to
time
5.
do you go to sleep?
Sometimes 10 p.m. But if I'm filming, I'm working on a project, and we have an evening shoot, I'm up. But as soon as I go home, my body kicks in at 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I go right into that cycle. Like of last night, I watched a few of the episodes of Gravesend, the new series that each
Right,
and every
we're
one of
gonna
us
talk
are in.
about that, yes.
And I didn't leave Mr. DeMayo's house until midnight. I didn't get home until 1:30. I got up at 3:30. I worked with all my clients, and after I finished this interview, I still have an 8 p.m. client, and she's out in California, so it's a 3-hour difference. Yeah.
I'm like stunned.
Yeah. Yeah, the energy, because I eat 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 meals a day.
Small meals.
Every day I'm fueling my vehicle. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm putting gas in my vehicle each and every 2 hours.
Wow, but you're in tremendous shape.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, God Almighty.
Yeah.
So when you work out, the first day, what do you do? Push, pull?
No,
what?
no. Like say, let's start with Monday.
Yeah.
Monday I would do chest, abs, and cardio. So I would do chest for like maybe 25 minutes, 16 sets per body part. Then I would do abdominals for 15 minutes, then jump on the treadmill for maybe 20 minutes. So that brings him to a total of 45 minutes. That's Monday. Tuesday, I go to back. Same thing. Back, I'll do calves, treadmill, 20 minutes. Wednesday, I would do legs. Thursday, I would take off because after you do legs, you have to have recovery. And then I take Thursday off. Friday, I do delts, abs, treadmill. Saturday, I do bis, tris, forearms, calves, treadmill. Take Sunday off, and Monday I repeat the cycle.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do biceps and triceps
Yeah, which is on Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yeah, bis and tris. I do delts on Friday, and I put the smaller body parts with the bigger body parts.
Jesus.
I put my cardio involved there.
But it's amazing. So you do cardio 4 or 5 times a week.
Easy.
But for 20 minutes?
20 minutes, a half hour, depending on how much time I can, fit in for myself. Yeah.
And this is it. You do
This is it. This is the way it goes.
You don't.
I brought my food here today. I bring my food no matter where I go. I'm prepared. I'm prepared to win. I'm not prepared to lose.
Wow.
Yeah.
When, like John Wooden, the great person, said, when you fail to...
He was a great coach.
Great coach.
UCLA,
yeah,
loved
UCLA,
him.
You know, who'll never do what he did.
Yeah.
He said, when you fail to prepare, you're preparing to fail.
I agree 100%.
That's what he said, which
Yeah.
was...
And I didn't even know that he said.
He
But
said that.
but it's the truth. You have to be prepared to win.
Yes, because...
Winners do what losers don't do. It's as simple as that.
It's like, and especially Italians. They're always complaining, I never caught a break, I never did this, I never did that. You got to do something, bro.
You have to. You
have
have to.
get out there. If you want, here's a perfect example. You grew up in Corona, Queens. You got cast in a movie, a small part with Willem DeMayo
Correct.
and a bunch of guys. And from that, you took the bull by the horns and you made something out of your life.
Yes, because I wanted to. I wanted to.
Yeah.
And when you want something bad enough, there's nothing else that could get in your way that means more to you than your vision. You
Yeah.
must have vision.
You must have, you hear that, folks? Here's a guy. So please, you send me these emails about you can't get a break in life. He didn't come from money. Where did he come from? He came from Corona, Queens. I came from the Bronx, the streets of the Bronx. We worked hard. You work hard and you hope for the best. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, what can you do?
100%. And I'm very fair with people. I have a fitness business, that I own and operate for the last 27 years based in Roslyn,
Well,
Long
let's
Island.
give a shout out. Tell us about
and,
it.
And you know what? People come to me all the time, how much do you charge? It's not about the money.
Right.
It's about getting you to refocus your way of life and getting you healthy. And I
Right.
tell people all the time, if I give you my number, you can't afford the price. It's not about the number. It's about what could you afford to pay me, and we'll go from there. Because the most important thing to me is not doing 315 in the gym. It's going to the doctor, and he tells you your blood pressure is 120/80. That's what's important to me. Not how much weight you could lift. That's not important.
Yeah.
Go to the doctor, show me 120/80 on your physical. Now I'm impressed.
So you're more about all around.
Yeah, get rid
fitness.
of all the medication. I don't take one pill. I never take an aspirin. I'm not on Lipitor. I don't take any prescription drugs. I just eat perfect.
Do you lift heavy weights?
I go as heavy as I possibly can.
As you can.
Because I had surgery on my elbow, I had surgery on my lower back.
Right.
And I don't have full extension between my left and my right arm.
Right.
So when I work with a straight bar to get the bar back on the rack, I got to jump from the incline or the flat bench, and that puts a lot of pressure on the deltoid. And then you throw your whole alignment off.
Right.
And then you set yourself up for failure. And like we said, we're not prepared to fail. We're prepared to win.
Yeah, I work out a lot. I work out, push pull.
Right.
And I do boxing as my coach.
Right. Well, that's great. It's the best conditioning movement you could possibly do.
Like
and jumping rope, people tell me, I don't have enough money for a treadmill. Then get outside and walk. It's free. Buy a jump rope for $10. Walk.
They prove that walking is one of the
Yes.
greatest exercises.
100% is very beneficial for you. And even jumping rope for $10. Do a
Right.
minute on, a minute off, a minute on, minute off. Try to do 10 rounds. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't do.
I'm very proud to say, I don't want to brag. I do 12 rounds
Right.
twice a week. 12 rounds, 12 2-minute rounds.
Right. That's
12 rounds.
fantastic.
Yeah. Boxing.
Yeah, you know how conditioned your body is
My
by
body,
just
I
doing
feel
that?
good.
Yeah.
And I'm older than you, so I feel good. and
Right.
I try to eat right. Sugar, the worst.
Right.
I stay away from sugar.
Right. White refined flour.
Why refine?
Salt.
I'm Italian. I love pasta.
And we all do.
I have a little pasta on Sundays.
Right.
I have a small dish of pasta on
Right.
Sundays. And you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's it. But I don't have, remember, like Italians, we would have to have a half a pound
100%. And go for seconds.
and go for seconds.
That's right.
Now, what is the name of your company, the fitness company?
Hardcore fitness.
Hardcore Fitness?
Hardcore
And
fitness.
how can somebody get in touch with you?
Well, they can contact me on my email, PeteGaudio1212@gmail.com. They can contact me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, Peter Gaudio, @Peter Gaudio on Twitter.
Wow. Now, do you train people at a certain age?
I train everybody. I even train autistic children to refocus their direction.
Wow.
Yeah. It means everything to me.
No, I can see it. Does.
Yeah,
I could,
I have
could-
passion for it. I love it.
I could look at you and see that.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
no, I
it.
could look at you in
I
the
love
face
it.
and
You know,
see
you know,
that.
and I just told William before. I says, season 2 we wrapped, going into season 3 because I did the nutrition program for him for back in the day, and he looked absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I said, now season 3, I says I'm going to write out the nutrition program. I'll cook for you. I'll train with you, and I'll bring where you are to an entirely different level because there's never been a mob boss that was ever in a television series that had a shredded physique. Because let everybody else in the crew eat the linguine with the clam sauce.
Right.
But not the boss. That's
Right,
why
sure.
he's so mind strong and he's headstrong because he's disciplined and he does things different than the rest of his crew. That's why he's in the position that he holds.
Yeah, and I think that's unique. I think that's a
Yeah,
good idea.
100%.
I think that's unique.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. I mean, we got on this full fitness thing, and you're just.
And I ran off with it.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
remarkable.
yeah, yeah.
I really enjoyed talking to you about it.
Yeah, I love it. I really love it.
Oh, I could see it.
Yeah.
You should be proud of your daughter becoming
Yeah,
a doctor.
it means everything to me.
It's cool. You broke the generation. It's like you made her.
Yeah, and you
she's
know
in
what,
the next
Chaz? She's the
level.
first one in family that carries my name that's graduating college because no one did. And when she graduated from
Wow.
high school and now's going on to college, my mother was in tears. And, and I told a friend of mine today, my mom's 87. And the most important thing to me is my daughter and my mother. And now my mother is still alive and she's here to see the success of her son when she watches this television series that's going to be released
Well,
in
that's-
November.
well,
Yeah.
Pete Gaudio, you're a remarkable guy.
Thank you, pal. And so are you.
Well,
I
thank
love
you,
you with
thank
all
you.
my heart. Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show. Thank you. You're typical old school. What is the one old school thing that you love, you would say, before we go? What do you love about old school?
Just the respect.
Respect. Everybody
The
says
respect
the same
and the
word.
loyalty
Respect
and the
loyalty.
honor. Your word is everything.
The
Don't
word
tell
is
me you're
everything.
going to do something and I don't hear from you.
You're right.
Actions speak louder than words. Don't
That's right.
tell me what you're going to do.
Just do it. Do it. You're right.
We said at the same time. Just do it.
do it.
There's no excuses.
No excuse. Well, for those of you, hardcore fitness, this guy's unique. Check him out. He's really one of a kind. Really, because you know why? He cares. And to find somebody who really cares today, who really wants to do the right thing and not just about the money, that's this guy right here.
Yeah, it's not about the money.
It's not about. It's about doing. He cares. He cares about people. Listen, this has been a great show. Peter, thank you so much for coming on.
It's an honor to be here.
Please.
It truly is an honor.
Folks, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Don't forget ChazzPalminteri.net. See where I'm appearing. My one-man show is all over the country. October 1st, I'll be on Broadway for one night only. You can call up, and if you want a shout-out of somebody really special, a child, a friend, about wasted talent, just call up and make an appointment. God bless you all, and I'll see you next week, Monday at 11.
And I want to leave with this.
Sure.
If you put other people before yourself, you'll enjoy this journey of life a lot more than the way it is today.
Well, for an Italian to say that is rare.
Yeah.
And thank God that you feel that way.
Yeah.
I always felt that way.
Because it's not about me.
No.
It's not about me at all.
The more you give out, the more you get back.
And if it don't, that's
And
fine
if it don't,
too.
that's okay
That's
too.
fine.
I do it from my heart, and I want nothing in return.
100%. But there's not a person out there in the street that can say a bad word about me. They all have nothing but praise and great things to say about me, and that's the way it's going to stay.
God bless you.
God bless you, pal.
All right.
It's
God
an
bless
honor.
you. Thank you.